Hello, this is Kurugu and welcome back to episode 3 of my Feed the Beast server series. Now, last episode we kind of got stopped because this project took a bit longer than I expected. And in fairness, I am doing several things at once. I should have separated the tree farm and the cobble and organisation separately, but kind of didn't. But oh well now, we're in part 2 now, and we're going to take off where we left off. Now, in the last episode we got this tree farm up, and it's not been long since last episode, and this harvester is gathering sludge. Won't worry about that too much. There is things we can do with it, but I don't have anything planned for today. And it was harvesting these trees into this chest that then should be getting filed down, so that's probably what's something wrong. Set this to output mode, and that means the chest should be getting emptied. So it's gathering wood, saplings, and will probably be eventually gathering some apples for us. Ooh. I'll get some dirt from inside to cover that hole. Now, this episode, however, I want to get on to automating it so that I can power these things, because basically the farm won't run unless there's some coal in the engines, or these dynamos rather. And for the moment it's got enough energy and the cell has a good healthy reserve, but I want to make it so we don't have to manually do this. So what I'm wanting to do is to make a redstone furnace. Well, I've already got a redstone furnace, but I do actually have a plan for one of them, so I'll just use this one just now and I'll make another one for the next project. Oh, next part of the project rather, should I say. Now I need to decide where I want this. I'm going to want it part of this main feed line, aren't I? But then again, I don't want to... I want it to be after the buffer, I suppose. But you don't want to double back on yourself too much. So, where do I want this is the question. I'll maybe think about that and I'll let you know. I think this design is going to get very compact in the back here. I think I'm going to want it to put in here. That way I can set this output to, no, I think that side. Yes, we're getting power. And I want to set this one so that it can, let's see, receive from this right side. Receive from there, output to there. That looks good to me. Let's see. So if I set this up to go to there, that one to there, to there. Well, that doesn't really need to connect. I wonder if I can separate that. Not that it causes a major issue, it's just not very good to look at, is it? Looks like there's nothing I can really do. Obviously I don't want that connecting there. Or... I think I could rewire this slightly. Let's see. That's slightly. Looks like we've got an apple after all though. I'm going to need more of these diamond ducts. Hardened glass. And tin. There we go. So if I wire this down or go lower, and for the time being I'll hook that back up again. That way I can hook this into here and I'll make the outputs for some point. And let's see, wire that up there, remove this one and that one, wire it back here perhaps. Yeah. And then I could put them into these from the side. Which means I want to remove this one and connect that one here. And disconnect this. Not that it's going to do any harm, but you know, it's nice and, should I dare say, neat. Oh well, and I can remove this one again. I can set these to outputs, because they will be eventually. that could be the input. I think I set it up as no, output. So it was input, output to here. That shouldn't really need to be powered. Don't think it needs to even be output, it could just be there. And vacuum means this is first priority for saplings. Now what I need to do, if nothing's been put in here already, which I like it has, I need to set this up for wood, which means I need a servo, and if I recall I had a few of them lying around. Perhaps I used them. So I believe we'll need to make some more. Now what was involved in making a servo again? I believe it was just some iron, glass and redstone. Iron, glass and redstone. 3. We're running out of glass. Well, since we're not doing anything with much of this at the moment, I should have some cobblestone pretty much anywhere since I've got the generator now. I can go I had some furnace and a pulverizer. I'll need to get some more sand or glass. I can put this, didn't want it in there. Put that back. Disconnect this again, output that. Servo that one. And we can whitelist wood. So this will be a purely charcoal furnace. And then that charcoal can come down. Let's see if I've do this. Let's just stick some charcoal in there. And before that gets processed, hopefully we're in time. I'll just use one of the servos as a test to keep this running. To set it up into here. Looks like it's going there anyway, mind you. But I'd like to make sure nothing else goes in there and it's only going to be charcoal. And I might just set these up for vacuums. Because I want to make sure this all runs before we have an excess storage. So that's all vacuums, and I should be getting charcoal soon. There we go. Seems to be distributing quite evenly actually. But that's basically that, and I'll go get some more glass for the next part. Okay, so to get glass I just put a pulverizer on here roughly for what I wanted, and I realised it was actually a rather good place to have it. So I've got my pulverizer here, and I'm just going to stick it on the line here, and I'm going to disable the outputs. I'm going to have the input from the left, which means the servo input's going to be there, and it might have, yeah, that'll work, I think. What I might actually do, purely because of the way I'm going to want it laid out, and I'm going to want sand as well, I'll put that there for no inputs. Input bottom, output right, both. Come on, there it is. I'm going to put an item duct here and there, and we'll put a redstone furnace here with the item duct there, and that way we can disconnect this. It's not really need it. We'll be removing the chest, of course, but for the moment that's that, the way I want it to be. And that way it'll pulverizer will go in here, cobblestone will go in, it'll get put to sand, sand can go through the redstone furnace, gravel can go out, and then sand can also come out to the system or go to the redstone furnace to get turned into glass. So that brings us on to the next point. We're going to need a redstone furnace. Powered furnace, is it? Redstone. So I need 2 bricks, and redstone furnace, redstone reception coil. Don't think we've got any of them left. And a copper gear, forestry, no. Forestry, there we go. Should have some stone gears left over somewhere. Perhaps not. Here we go, get that. Put it down stone. I think I need one more copper. Don't tell me I'm out of copper. Up here maybe. Okay, I'm going to get some copper and be back in a second. And I now have some copper. So I believe we're just doing the middle of this. If I can pick up where I left off. And it was a redstone furnace. There we go. And I can just plonk that in there. Now one other thing I'm going to want is a lot more servos. So let's see. What's the limiting factor here? Glass? Yeah, we can do that. This way we can select this one and this one. And that way we can make sure this only accepts charcoal. This engine doesn't have charcoal. That on whitelist. Make sure this one's whitelisted as well. It is. And whitelist. Now, what I also need to do, if I can get in the back here before it's too cramped, is this output is fine. You just output charcoal and it'll go where it needs to go. I believe I set this one up. I'll quickly take this down. That was set up for wood. Now servos that haven't been set up is this one is to receive only cobblestone. So I can get a piece of cobblestone here. That one somewhere. Now this is to receive only cobblestone, so whitelist cobblestone. And for this one, I believe it should only accept sand, because that's going to be our little glass maker basically. So we put sand in here and make that a whitelist, and then the output product of that is going to be glass, which I'm not too worried where it goes, because it should just default in there, and everywhere else there is an inventory should be either an output or servo, so it's set to what it should be. And this is an output. I'm going to set this so that it auto extracts, which I'm not sure if I want to do at the moment. Let's give it a test, see what happens exactly. Send some out, enable high. There we go. It goes over to here. Now I want the cobblestone to go here, I believe. And that way it can fill up this inventory and then continue from there. So let's see if we want this again. Low, high. There we go. Cobblestone goes that way, smooth stone goes that way. And I think I can set this up to dense, vacuum, and round robin. Now I did explain what the vacuum and dense mode was, but round robin basically means it'll do its best to go one that way, one this way, so it should have sand right up until the point where we don't. We've got too much of it. We've crammed back on every space we have, and then it'll just go purely on glass. Or vice versa, if we have so much glass and this thing's full of sand, it'll just produce sand outwards. And that goes for our sand production. Now this should auto eject onto the right, and it shouldn't really have a secondary output, but except for gravel, which means gravel should come down here because this needs to be whitelisted to sand, which it is. So gravel will be exception to the round robin. If it does try and go into the redstone furnace, it will just bounce back and go through. Now this needs to be output on the bottom, which is that, and we can't actually see it going through because of the round robin on it. And that glass thing comes through to here. I'm going to put this back where it belongs. So I can put the cobblestone back in here. And the smooth stone back in here. Okay, so that is basically our system there. So we have this for the most part set up. So now I think it's time to put things in barrels and try and make a few of them at least. So did I put my chests away? I did indeed. Take these, to add slabs, I'm sure I did. Oh, if not, I'll just make some. I'm sure it'll be fine. Slabs, 13 chests. Use the wood that we have. And I can get 5 of these. Obviously we'll need some more, but it's a good start for what to do. So I believe we put one there, there. Actually, let's just do a row first. Go. And that's just on a row. So what we'll actually need is that 3, 6. So yeah, I'll need about 7 more of them. 8 chests, 7 slabs. It all needs more logs. I do actually have this set up at the moment, so I'll go around here. So that all the extra wood comes in through here instead. So I'll just give it a few minutes and I'll be able to make the rest of these barrels. Okay, and we have the rest of our barrels. So I'll go along here, and I'll just leave the top as stone or something. Now it's smooth stone, I can actually do that, but I'll hang on a few minutes till that happens. So now we just select what the items are. So I think we probably have cobble. So here's what I'm basically thinking we're going to have. So cobble, wood, apples, saplings, charcoal, gravel, some sand, glass, smooth stone, and some stone bricks. Now you might be wondering 2 things. 1, how am I getting stone bricks? And 2, what am I doing with these empty slots? Well, I'm going to be using something called packager. How the packager works is just a piston, crafting table, some iron and cobble, and it will basically craft in first a 2x2 and then a 3x3. So it will make stone bricks that way. I'm going to do the same with the cobblestone. With these extra utilities, add this compressed cobblestone, and it will have its uses in the future, but for the moment it's just good bulk storage, and it means we have some extra without having to worry about barrel upgrades. And I think I'm going to go to probably quadruple. Quadruple sounds like a good number, so we'll have cobble, compressed, oh, creeper. Not a good place to be. Okay, so where was I? So we'll probably have cobble, double, cobble, compressed, double, triple, quadruple. So I'm going to set packagers up along here to do that. So here we are making the packagers. So I think I'm going to need about 5 of them. So that's 5 crafting tables. Got 7 pistons already. Some iron. And some cobblestone. That gives us our packagers. Now I'll need that more servos, so should need at least 5. So let's get this again. What am I missing on glass? Well, here's our glass. Tell you what, I'll put one in here just now. And that'll be our glass. So we can get more servos because I want to make sure the packagers only receive what they're getting, because I'm going to do 1 packager per item as opposed to doing them all through 1 packager. So I'll get 2 of them. And I'm thinking I'll put the packagers there, no, not there, one further back. So here, there, 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 and there. And that way it should be smooth stone and cobble, because the cobble will be compressed and it will go down, because these packagers need to be inserted from either top or side and extracted from the bottom. So basically we're going to have the pipes running along here going like this. Oops, wrong one. And I'll probably need even more servos, because this will be the extraction to go straight into those ones there. However, for the cobblestone, it'll need to compress, go into here, then compress, go into the next one, then compress and go into the next one. So we will actually need a connection further up, and I'll need more of these item ducts. Okay, so now I've wired this up, basically it's going to connect here to go over into the packagers, and if anything doesn't need to go into the packager, it'll go down this pipe here and into the barrels. Now the only thing I'll really need to do is to connect a servo to each of these outputs so that it will be activated without a signal, and I'll need to put it to ignored, because every activation these packagers have actually emits a redstone signal. So if I was set it low, it would pulse off when it's finished. It's a minor issue, but I just like having it ignored. I'll need to put a servo on each of these, and that way I can put this on to be ground this side. And I'll get a bit of cobble as well, since I'll need some. There we go. And there's some cobble, although there was back there. I can whitelist this for cobble only. And if we go ahead and put our cobble in here, we'll see it uses 9 of them and gives us our compressed cobble, which is auto extracted into that barrel. Gives us compressed cobble, which is basically what we want. But we really need to set this up in a way so that we can actually pre-program all these to what they receive. I think this one will be the easiest one now, to put up some smooth stone, as the rest will be cobble. So let me go ahead and I need to clear my inventory first, I think. So if I just make some space and then do this and come here, I can do something along the lines of this. Now we get compressed cobble, which is what we've got there. Now we want a step further than this. Double compressed. Which unfortunately is going to be a long process of doing each individual one of these like this. Next will be going in here, whitelist, and then I'll come to the next one, and basically I'll just be going and putting all the cobble into it. So we'll give me a minute to program all these and I'll let you know how it went on. Okay, so I've done that now. I've set this one up to receive cobble, and it'll output double compressed. I may have actually missed a step here. So it accepts cobble, accept cobble. This one should accept compressed cobble, not double compressed. Whitelist that. This one should accept double compressed cobble. Whitelist that. This one I didn't think I had it right there, so I've got a torch in. This should accept triple compressed. Whitelist that, and then this should accept smooth stone to go into the barrels. So if everything was done right, I could go here, click on this one here, and just set this to low. And I should remove this chest quickly as I can before it makes a right old mess. And as I come up to the front here, I should see that charcoal's going over into one of the chest slots, which means these should be relatively full, although may not have. What I'll do is I'm going to set this to dense mode. Dense means that it'll be the last line of procedure, which means anything else in the line that needs done will get done before it'll go into the bulk storage, in theory. So we can see where we should be filling up on cobble. Perhaps there's just an update thing. and it's prioritising the stone bricks over the smooth stone, unfortunately. Don't know if I'd be able to sort that out at all. No, I couldn't. I could set it to round robin, but then it wouldn't really matter all that much. It just basically means it'll do the end of the line before it does the front. And here I could set to round robin, as I will do with, I think, almost all of these. I'll do round robin, so that we'll get them as much in the barrel as we do to get processed. And this one's actually the last one, so it shouldn't matter at all. And we've got our gravels, things like that. Let's have a look how we're getting on here. Charcoal, it's not what needs to be there. Are you not getting cobble? Chest is still putting out. Cobble's getting sent to here, which is full. It goes back to the join. Goes up to here. Follows, puts cobble there. And it comes along and goes into there. That then should come out and go straight into that barrel. Should go one way, one the other, but it seems like it's rather biased to the one it's connected to directly. Let's see what happens when we get another piece in. That should be another stack of cobble coming in now. Should see another one come out any second here. There, it goes into the barrel. Okay, that's probably a better way of working, I suppose. Let's get this out. I suppose I have a double actually. So that was a compressed. There. This is a double compressed. Double compressed. Now we've got a triple compressed. Triple compressed, and then smooth stone here. So that, it wasn't prioritising the stone brick over the smooth stone. It was just that this slot's broken. And then that should go into a quadruple compressed. So what I'll do is I'll just do that. And what I'm going to do is shift right click to lock all of these, as I'm relatively happy with them. And what that means is, if for example I were to take out all of this triple compressed, it'll still remain triple compressed, so I don't have to worry about it. And once this gets enough, that's not good. Let's see what happened there. Joys of fault finding, huh? Triple compressed. It must have got in beforehand, which is why this is not output in that way. But I'll leave it for run some time and see how it turns out, see if anything goes wrong. Our energy cell seems to be full. This one's relatively full on char. That one is full, that one's getting full. And once it gets a backlog, it'll come up here. So if this is all backlogged in charcoal, all three will be running. If it's filling up, it'll prioritise this one, then this one, then this one. So as soon as that becomes full in charcoal, the third engine will then activate. Although at this stage it's completely unnecessary. But it's nice to have the power if we choose to expand the system. So I'll let this run for a while and I'll let you know how it went on. It would appear that we have hit that wrapping up point, the 30-minute mark, and that this system seems to be working just fine. The only problem is that for the moment I haven't had any quadruple compressed, as it is quite a lot. If we look at NEI here, you can see that quadruple is 6,561 cobblestone, which is a great increase from triple. So over time this will become the quadruple, and when it does I'll just shift right click on it to lock it in, and that way even if everything else does get removed, it'll leave the same icon or the same information on it, so that it can only accept that item. But there is one or two more things I need to do, minor little things, but that is just in case of overflow, because it will be happening. Cobblestone will keep producing and pipes will get back stuff that doesn't work. Is that I need to put on one of these, a trash can. Now the bad point about this trash can is that it will just continually no, I don't want to do that yet. I do need to make a slight alteration. As I was saying, the bad point about it is that this smooth stone and cobblestone will continually produce, which basically means that it will go into there. So what I can do is just give me a second to get the parts together. So what I'm going to do is this: I'm going to clear this area here, put that down there, the trash can here, which trash can is just a drop of item in that disappears from existence. So this really helps the resources in the server. I'm going to install a servo, at least that way I think that if I blacklist cobblestone and smooth stone, that it will then backstuff the system and no longer require it. My major concern with getting rid of things is really the wood, apples, saplings, because I can back stuff in charcoal and that's fine enough. So rather, I might actually make this a whitelist and then grab one of these, and as it turns out to be a problem, I might just add it to the system, because gravel's not going to be a problem. Sand, it can back stuff in that pulverizer. The only problem with that is that it'll affect the glass, but it can just go straight through as it needs it. These are not a problem because they're in chests. Same with the cobble. So really, these ones are our only problems, and everything else can back stuff because they've got their own independent systems. Because I've got an independent furnace for the charcoal, it can back stuff just fine, and same with the glass, it can back stuff just fine. So basically what I'm going to be doing here, if I open my hand, is to put in wood, apples, saplings, because if that back stuff's back there, we don't want to stop getting wood because we don't have apples or saplings, and vice versa. If somebody wants to use saplings for biofuel or whatever else, we don't want that to happen. And we're also going to then make this dense, so no matter what happens, it really should be the last line in the entire system. And I think that just about does it for today from me. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, I'd really appreciate a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe, and that's it from me. See you next time.